and we are going to look at prepositions. We've used prepositions before in a story writing. So if you remember, prepositions just tell you where things are when you're describing like a setting. So we're going to look at the setting in Iceland today where the trolls were when they saw the ship that was in trouble in the sea, and we're going to create some descriptive sentences using prepositions. So I'll just show you my slides. Okay, so as I said, the goal is to use prepositions to show where things are. So these are the pictures of some of the settings in Iceland where the trolls might be. As you can see, they live where there's caves and rocks and by the water. Now, prepositions are words that tell the reader where things are. They are really useful to help you describe a good setting in your story. For example, in the story, a preposition that's used is the word below. So we've got below, comma, the sea bubbled and foamed. Then we've got another preposition, above, comma, the full moon glared down. So imagine you're a Skess or Landra and you're sitting and looking and listening. What can you see above you? Now remember, they were on the cliffs. So what can you see above you? What's in the sky? Was it daytime or was it nighttime? It was nighttime, wasn't it? And it was quite bad weather. So imagine some things that you might see in the sky. You might see dark clouds. You might hear the thunder. You might see lightning. It might be raining. You can use your imagination to think about what might be in the sky. And then I also want you to think about what might be below you. So you're on cliffs. So below you might be more cliffs. There's the sea, the water. Remember, it's quite stormy. They saw the boat in the water. There were other trolls there feasting and eating and catching food out of the water. There was the beach or the shore. So I really want you to think about what those two trolls might be able to see and hear above and below them. Remember, you can use the pictures that are on the previous page to help you. And we're going to use these two prepositions to begin with, so below and above. So I've done some examples for you. We've got below, comma, there must always be a comma after the preposition. The rolling waves crashed over the rocky beach. So it's not a happy, peaceful setting, is it? It's nighttime and we've got quite stormy weather, so keep that into your consideration when you're thinking of some ideas. And then I've done another one below, comma, the stormy sea crashed against the fragile ship. So you can see I'm still using adjectives. I've got stormy to describe the sea, and actually that's alliteration, isn't it? SS. And I'm saying that it crashed against the fragile ship. So I'm describing the ship as fragile, so it's quite weak in the sea because it's getting bashed about. And then we've got above. So I thought about what we might be able to see above. Now I imagine that there's thunder and lightning because it's quite a stormy evening. So we've got above, comma, the daggered lightning danced across the sky. Now I'm describing the lightning as daggered. Oh, and I'm saying that it danced across the sky. I could have described the sky there as well. I could have said across the gloomy sky. Now, I've used below and above here as a preposition. You can also use above and below, but add to it, so be more specific. So below the cliffs, comma, because that would be your fronted adverbial. Above the cave, above the sea. So you can add to it, so below somewhere or above somewhere. But you must have the comma to separate it because it's a preposition, so it's like a fronted adverbial. Okay, so below the cliffs, the powerless ship bounced up and down across the murky water. So I've got powerless to describe the ship. I'm saying what the ship is doing. It's bouncing up and down across the murky water. Murky meaning not very clean, quite clouded. And then some other prepositions that I'm going to ask you to use today is in the distance. So maybe think about what the trolls can see in the distance, so far away. And then what the preposition in front and the preposition behind. It doesn't have to be in front of the trolls, behind the trolls. It could be in front of the ship. It could be behind the cliffs. It doesn't have to be related to what the trolls can see. You can either use the story and when they're on the cliff and what's there, or you can go back and look at these pictures and use these pictures for inspiration. So you could have, for example, in the distance, they could hear the low rumble of other trolls feasting on their hoard of freshly caught fish. Because remember, there are other trolls there. So again, thinking about what they can hear and what they can see. And then I've put in front of the ship, I haven't finished the sentence, I'm just saying that's an example of a fronted adverbial. Behind the iceberg, because in one of these pictures there is an iceberg. Yeah. So you're thinking about how to link your ideas by saying where things are, and it makes your writing flow a lot more. So go onto your Purple Mash, look at your to-dos and complete the activity. I'll have already put some examples of the fronted adverbials I want you to use, and then you need to create the sentence. You must include adjectives in your sentences, which you don't need to make up really because you've been doing those the last couple lessons anyway. Okay, so if you need any help, you can message us on the blog. If not, I'll speak to you tomorrow.